Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Africa. This is Africa, the land of wilderness, the land of beautiful sunrise, beautiful sunsets. Wow, what a spectacular sunrise this morning. I'm sure you enjoyed it as well. Got a bit of mist down there, showing you how cold it is in the riverine. Always a bit colder when you are down in the riverbed. So, yeah. Weather's cleared up, it's not cloudy anymore. I think we're going to have a very, very beautiful day today. And we're very close to the Yaina Den. I want to take you there just now. While we were watching the sunrise, I saw Yaina walking like maybe 100 meters from us, quite far. That's why we stayed on the sunrise, because you wouldn't have been able to see it with the camera. It was quite far and deep in the bush. But I'm pretty sure the den is active. And I want to take you there this morning. My name is Sebastian. Behind the camera we've got Becky, and back in final control we've got Mark. And we're in the Djuma Game Reserve. Send us your questions at questions@djuma.com, and I will answer them with the best of my knowledge. Let's go and check those little puppies, babies and puppy. Let's see how Teddy the puppy is doing this morning. So last night we had 2 hippos in the camp. Quite something. Never seen that before. Life in the bush, I guess. 2 hippos were chasing each other. I think the big bull from Gary Dam was chasing one of the younger ones. And what happened is they were both in camp. They knocked over the chair next to just in front of our kitchen, where we have a small fireplace. Sometimes at night we make a small fire and we just chill around the fire while we're having dinner. And it was full of tracks, hippo tracks. So they were there for a while. And then the big bull just ran away in the bush. And the younger one stayed right in front of the kitchen and in front of my room. And he left and went back in the bush just close, just after the end of the drive last night. And if Nick, who works at Djuma, wouldn't have registered Mark to let him know that we had a hippo or 2 inside the camp, I think I would have left FC to go and get my jacket, and I might have walked straight into the hippo. And sure, believe me, that wouldn't have been pretty. Unfortunately, maybe I wouldn't be here talking to you this morning. I would walk into leopards any day, but no, not into hippos like that, especially when they're like stuck into like kind of cornered because they have nowhere to go. So his first reaction when he would have heard me coming, and it was dark, so I wouldn't have seen him, I would have walked straight into him and he would have just charged me straight away. And would have been quite painful. Alright, we've got one female Yaina here. I think this one is the mom of the puppy. I don't know what the youngsters are. She's the mom of Teddy's mom. Looks like she's on a mission. I'm just gonna go turn around. Got some zebras over there. Teddy might be inside the den. I'm sure he's inside the den. She's inside the den. He, she, we're not for sure. Difficult to say at this age. We've got some giraffe as well. Sorry? Yeah, got some giraffe as well. Let's maybe have a quick look at the giraffe. Yeah, we've got a few giraffe here and a few zebras as well. Always nice to catch up with some animals in the early morning light like this. Makes up for like some superb photography. Morning station, got some Duramiti and manguas by the NPC Kayas on Zoe's Road.
Thanks, Capital. I will try to come and check PC car as well. So, thank you.
I copy you. Didn't see any of the mapping pan yet. One of the Mafazi is absent and the other one is getting mobile. I don't know where the mapping pans are yet.
Okay, are you there at PC car or no?
Yeah, positive. I'll let you know. I'll let you know if it's getting more active.
Thanks, man. Let me know. I'll have to book as well. I'll have to see.
No worries, info.
Morning, mobile service. Quite. I'm still at Garmin driving west, so I'll check around. It's right now. Okay, where's the entry? I'm at the last thing that I passed you. I didn't hear nothing yet.
Alright, let's turn around, see if we can get a look at them from there. I'll get a shot of this one maybe.
Just check VHL access and head north along Galago shortcut.
So giraffe is the tallest mammal here in Africa and in the world. Still with 7 vertebrae like humans, which is quite impressive. You would think they've got lots of vertebrae in their neck, but no, they've got only 7 of them. And they are also ruminant. And that's actually nice when you watch them chewing the gut. You see that ball rolling up along their neck and then in the mouth, and then they chew the gut and then swallow, and then another ball will come up like a tennis ball, all the way up along the neck. Good morning to you. Always very curious, a giraffe. The pretty ladies of Africa, I like calling them. All right. Good morning, Diane. And welcome to Africa, Diane. Glad you're with us this morning. Diane's got an interesting question. She's wondering if the giraffe and the zebras are not a bit worried by the hyena's presence. They're quite close to the den, so she wants to know if they're not worried and why are they not worried. Well, they are quite close to the den, it's true, but first of all, hyenas would not go after giraffe. Giraffes are too big, and they would scavenge on giraffe, but they would not hunt giraffe. That said, they would hunt zebras, but obviously they have now, those zebras and the giraffe have set a comfort zone. They know the den is here, they know the hyenas are around, but they've set a comfort zone, and they can see the hyenas' activities. They can see if they're by the den chilling or playing, or if they're on the move. And when hyenas are on the move, predators know if they're on the move as like hunting, or if they're on the move as like just patrolling their territory to mark their territory. And that's why they're not worried. At the moment, there are not any hyenas around, unfortunately. I wanted to start the drive with the youngsters or Teddy, but they don't seem to be here. But yeah, Diane, we've got one hyena there though. Oh no, they're there. Got the youngster on that side. So let me park the car there, guys. He's chilling in the grass on the other side of the den. So that's why those zebras are not really worried. If they would see the hyenas coming at them, believe me, they will start running away. But if they see the hyenas here, like sleeping, getting warm, they're not too worried about them at that moment. They've set a comfort zone, and be sure that they're watching out. And if those hyenas get active and want to go after a zebra, then the zebras will see them coming and they will just run away. All right, let me just see where I can go so that we can have a nice view. Maybe I need to go around like that. All right, let's do that. Yeah. Sorry. Well, I thought I saw two. I thought I saw the mom and the youngster, but she might just be by herself. How's your vision from there? Not great, huh? If I go back? Okay. Yeah, no need to actually go off-road. You can have a nice view of there from here. Forward, okay? So this is Teddy's mom, and I'm sure Teddy is in the den, and she's just taking a bit of time off for herself, warming up in the sun, and I don't know where the other ones are. At that age, the other youngsters are at that age where they can start going on a hunt with the mom, and they don't kill. They wouldn't be able to kill yet, but they are able to go and follow the hunt, and that's how they learn as well. So they are in that process. They are not weaned yet. You've seen them circling on their mom the other day, and they start weaning only at 1 year old. So from their birth until 1 year old, they will be completely dependent on their mom. And they, up to like 3 months old, 4 months old, they would suckle on their mom as much as like 4 or 5 times a day. And then after 3-4 months old, they will suckle a bit less, maybe like just 2 or 3 times a day. But each time, the suckling session is around 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. Of course, that depends on the regions where the studies have been made on hyenas. I've been reading quite a lot of books about hyenas, and some books say that, and some books will say that. I've been telling you a few things as well that I want to correct, and I'll get in there just now. It's the difficulty with hyenas is people are studying them in East Africa, people are studying them in Southern Africa, and depending on if they are, depending on the region, if it's semi-desertic, if it's in the bushveld like here, or if it's in open areas like in East Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, then the studies differ slightly, and the facts are slightly different. But general rule of thumb would be that up to 1 year old, they're completely dependent on their mom. She's seen something. Okay, we've got another hyena behind us. And she's going to the den, and that's her puppy is in there. And she's not too happy about it. Let's just see what's gonna happen, guys. Let's just see. I would like to turn the vehicle around quickly. Sorry about that. Some tire. Turn the car around. Alright, she's now going there. That other female is standing by the entrance of the den. She looks very pregnant, that other female. She's got a big belly. All stations, MPC Kai on the Waze Road active. No mapping pans yet, but 2 Mafazis. That could be Floppy here, isn't it? Floppy here. You see, guys, you wanted to get some news about Floppy here. Well, there she is. And now you see the other hyena now she's changing her position, but she was standing right at the entrance of the mound, of the den, kind of saying like, this is my home, and I've got a baby in there, don't get in there. Sorry? Floppy has got quite a big belly. I'm pretty sure she's pregnant. Looks like she's lactating as well. She looks very, what's the word? The word is very dirty, compared to Teddy's mom, who's pretty clean. Floppy looks really like she's been through war. So like I was saying, they would win at 1 year old, and before 1 year old they will be completely dependent on their mom. From 4 or 5 months old they would start eating a bit of meat there and there, but they would still be suckling as well. Less than when they're less than 3 months, but they would still be suckling on the mom, and then after 1 year old they would stop suckling and then just move on to a meaty diet, if I can call it like that. And they would still be quite dependent on their mom, but much less, and they would become independent, completely independent around 2 years old. And that's when the males are actually also getting sexually mature, around 2 years old. And for the females, they would be sexually mature a year later. So around 3 years old for the females to be sexually mature, active, and 2 years old for the males. So the youngster we've seen around that den are less than a year old, still suckling on their mom, and also already eating meat, but still very dependent on their mom. Floppy looking very pregnant. She might be looking for a den where she can give birth. What happens, that's what I wanted to let you know, guys, as well. What happens is they give birth in a den, which is not the communal den, and or not the breeding herd. So they give birth in a warthog hole, for example, or hardwolf dig holes in termite mounds, and a hyena might just use that hole to give birth. And once the pup or the pups turn around, are like around 2 weeks old, 2 to 3 weeks old, but usually around 2 weeks old they will then move those pups to the communal den where there would be other hyenas with youngsters, and this is what happened here. So Teddy wasn't born in that den, I don't believe so. From what I've been reading, I'm pretty sure Teddy was born in another den where there was no hyenas. It's just where the mom went to give birth. And then once once Teddy turned 2 weeks old, around 2 weeks old, she brought him here, or brought her here. And sorry, listen to the radio at the same time. So this is what happened, and I think they arrived maybe a couple of days ago, 3-4 days ago. And now Teddy is here to grow up and spend some time exploring outside the den, spend some time with the other youngsters, and knowing them, see who's dominant, who's more dominant than who. So yeah, so Floppy here might be looking for a den where she's gonna give birth, and then once she gives birth, 2 weeks later, she will bring. There are good chances that she will bring her puppies here in this den. So we might have even more puppies in a few weeks' time, guys. This is usually how you find hyenas, like this, sleeping in front of the den. The den is not big enough inside for her to go. There are tunnels, but the tunnels are too narrow. The tunnels are actually kind of digged out by the babies, by the pups, and they're too narrow for the adults to go inside. So the adults usually just lean. You want me to go forward, Abel? Do you want me to go forward? Are you fine there? You want me? I can move if you want. You just move the vehicle slightly for Abel behind us, so you can also have a better view. Are you good there?
Yeah, thank you.
Cool.
The mother, they come right now.
Yeah, Flop, this one. Yeah, she just arrived like 5 minutes ago.
But why are they lazy inside?
Sorry?
I can see the baby's lazy inside.
Yeah, I think the babies are inside, yes. The little one is definitely inside. I don't know about the older ones. I'm not too sure where they are. And one little thing that I wanted to correct, guys. The other day I had a question on the spots because Teddy, as you saw, it's got a black coat, doesn't have any spots yet. That's how baby hyenas are born. And they are also born with open eyes. They can't see though when they get born. They are blind. But they get born with open eyes. And they've got a black coat, they've got no spots. The other day someone was asking me, when do the spots start appearing? When do we see the spots? And I said a couple of months, and it's actually more around 4 months, guys, that you will see the spots getting the head will get lighter in around 2-3 months time, and then around 4 months old, the spots will appear on the body. Sorry? Ah, yeah. There's another hyena coming in front of us. That might be the other female.
The other one, yeah. Yeah, while it's coming, maybe it's the wild people want to call the baby coming out. You see?
right there. There we go.
Inside
No.
another reserve, Magnetic Dome Reserve. One of our friends already there. So you can hear them inside Magnetic. So let me know on the radio.
Wish I could do that to Teddy. Scratch behind the ears.
Looking back, but I'm sure he saw the giraffe that side. But it's too big for. Or maybe she liked to go around behind my car. She's scared to walk through, so she liked to go around. Okay.
Let's maybe spend a bit of time here, guys, and see if Teddy might come out.
That giraffe walking into the bush there, she's very, very little. So she ran through in the night and found a hole, the milk little bit like that. So I can see she's not walking well. So that the hyena is taking chances. No chances. Let's see something else. Maybe we'll come back later on, guys. The small fields, maybe we can do
Okay. Okay. So yeah, hyenas, they're not easy to understand or to study. Very complex animals. Oh, is it? Thanks. Okay, Abel just told me that apparently the youngsters are on the other side of the termite mound. So I'm gonna drive around and see if we can have a look at them. While the man is chilling. Yes, Mark, you can go. Good morning, Teresa. Can you see them? Oh, yeah, I also see them now. Alright. Maybe my best approach would be to go around. Teresa wants to know if they regurgitate meat. She's seen females bringing or coming back to the den and regurgitate. Oh, an easy word for me. Anyway, yes, they do, Teresa. I tried to read up on that the other day, but I couldn't really find anything either. That's where, once again, it gets difficult. Some books will tell me that hyenas don't bring food back to the den. Some will say that they do. Some will say that they regurgitate. Why can't I say that word now? Oh, I can smell them. Regurgitate. Say it again, Mark. Hey. Regurgitate. No, I don't think something's wrong with that word this morning. Bring up. Yeah, I'll say bring up. Hold on, Teresa, I'll be with you in a minute. I just want to see where those pups are going. Looks like they're going into the drainage line now. Actually, I see the female, but I don't see the other pups. I don't know if I think Abel must have got confused. Okay, no, she's got one youngster behind there. All right, maybe you're gonna be able to get her on camera from here. Unfortunately, this is quite a steep drainage line here, guys. I can't go down here. There's a big dead tree in front of me as well. I mean, I could always go and find a way across that drainage line somewhere downstream or upstream. But for now, maybe we can have a look at them from here. So yeah, Theresa, they will. I believe that's how they feed the pups at the den, because obviously they don't take them to the kills. These ones in front of us, they might start taking them to the kills now because they're getting almost to a year old. So soon she will take them to the kills. But for now, she brings food back to the den, and that's how she feeds them, and she will bring up the food at the den. See, I read a book saying that they don't bring food back at the den. Then I read another book telling me that that person who wrote the book was saying that he saw a female hyena carrying a big leg of giraffe for like 2 or 3 kilometers to bring it to the den, so that the rest of the members and the youngsters there could feed on it. So I'm not too sure what to believe. I think I have to see it with my own eyes. At least Theresa, you've seen females coming back to the den and bringing up food. I haven't seen that yet. But that's telling me that, yeah, this is one way of feeding the youngsters at the den. Okay, they're on the move. Yeah, they're all down there in the drainage line. I can see them from here. To get down there, guys. I'm pretty sure they will come back around the den anyway. See if Teddy came out on that side. Mommy is still here. I don't know if they're the kill down there or if it's just them smelling, but whew, let me tell you, the smell was pretty hardcore close to that drainage line. She's like, a bit of sand to warm up.
Nutra, east of Nyala Dam, next to Dolorite. Randy? Back? Any light on your side, Imbo? Nutra, only Nutra. For Nutra on the eastern side by drainage line. No other animals, but yeah, I'm going east. I will let you know. Okay, because I'm going to just down to the cons was from east. Then cons heading back again.
NG, good morning to you, NG. I'm not too sure I understand your question.
Thank you.
NG wants to know if females have a shift like males do, and if so, why? I'm not too sure what you mean by shift. I don't know. Talking about the hair on the body, or yeah, talking about the genitals maybe. Well, if that's what you're talking about, yes, then males and females. Females hyena have a lot of testosterone, and that made them develop a looking like penis and a looking like scrotum as well. And that's basically to look like a male. They're bigger than males, but this is obviously to look more masculine and more powerful and more intimidating. And basically, their clitoris has developed into when they get aggressive or when they need to be dominant, their clitoris can develop into a penis form, and they also have a look-alike scrotum at the back. So that's where it's very difficult to identify or to differentiate males and female hyenas. If you look at a big female, then you might guess that it's. I mean, if you look at a big hyena, you might guess that it's a female, as males are usually a little bit smaller. Lots of people used to say for a while that they were hermaphrodites. They're not hermaphrodites at all. It's just the first research that were made on hyenas. People saw females with penis and scrotum, and they thought that they were hermaphrodites, but they're not. It's just that testosterone levels that they've got, which made them develop those genitals, but they don't use it as such when it comes to mating. Then the females remain females and the males remain males, if I can say it like that. And the only way that I read through a few books how to differentiate males to females. In captivity, people would actually go and touch the scrotum, and for males it would be hard, and for females it would be kind of spongious, soft. So that's how they would know that this one is a male or this one is a female. In the wild, it's not that easy. If there are no youngsters around, then it's difficult to differentiate them. But yeah, NG, I hope I answered your questions. It's another anatomy of the hyenas, which is, there's still a lot of discussions about it, there's still a lot of research about it. But yeah, if I can put it that way, they've got similar genitals than males, and that's just for intimidating and looking more masculine and more dominant. Also, the fact that they've got more testosterone makes them more aggressive. And that's once again about dominance and being able to dominate the males. Scientists don't believe that they've always been that the hyenas have always been based on a matriarchy social organization. It probably became like that with evolution, and females wanted to kind of take over the males and evolution made them have more testosterone and develop genitals which would look like males' genitals, and also being more aggressive, getting bigger, and that's why now the females are dominant in the hyenas' social organization.
Just north of Blind Ivory, heading south.
Oh, I think Teddy is actually there. Wouldn't I thought it was part of the mom's body, but it's actually, sorry Becky, my fault. Sorry for the picture shaking, guys. So I just realized Teddy is right behind his mom, I think. Oh no, is it part of her? Oh no, then it is part of her body. Okay, no, my bad. Sorry. On that yet. In the binars, you see, I thought that the back leg of hers, because it was in the shade, it looked really, really dark, and I thought that was maybe Teddy just sleeping next to her back. But no, unfortunately not. Teddy is in the den. Getting nice and warm now. Donna, in Nebraska, good morning to you. Welcome to Juma. Donna wants to know, the other day when we were at the den, one of the female, actually this one, the mammy, was urinating right at the entrance of the den, and she wants to know if she was marking her territory or why. Didn't seem to bother her because then she lied in it, so she was wondering if the smell doesn't bother her. Donna, this is not really to mark her territory because the den by itself is already inside their territory, but they would urinate and defecate around the den. The smell doesn't bother them at all. It's also for the young ones to read, the youngsters to pick up information in that urine, especially a puppy, pick up information in his mom's or her mom's urine. He needs to get used to that smell. He needs to get used to the info in that urine. You see, hyenas have different ways to mark their territories, and one of them, the most common one, is that they've got an anal gland, and I'm sure you've seen that on camera. We've probably been filming it. I'm sure we have. When you see hyenas walking over long sticks of grass, then when they do that, they actually leave what we call a pomade, which is probably a French word for pomade. Pomade in French meaning like some kind of a cream. And that's what they leave on that grass stick from their anal gland, and that leaves a scent, which is a very strong smell, and that's one way that they mark their territories. And that smell that they leave on that grass, or that scent, also has a lot of information for when if other hyenas get into their territories, or they usually do that on the borders of their territories. So if some hyenas from another clan get to smell that scent, then they know that this is someone else's territory, basically. And this is one of the ways they mark their territory. Another one is with latrines. And the latrine is basically a bush toilet, like impalas do, lots of animals do. Rhinos, we've shown you that before. They would always defecate in the same place, while hyenas have a few latrines around their territories, and that's what also when they go during the day, if it's not too hot, or usually at night, they patrol their territories, they patrol the borders of their territories, and they defecate in those latrines, which once again is a signal for the hyenas, meaning don't come in here, this belongs to us, so don't venture in here. Another way, but saying that though, you would also find them defecating and urinating in random places inside their territories, and that's what happened here when she was urinating by the den. This is what you saw the other day. Another way to mark their territories is by what we call pawing. So they've got some glands, what we call interdigital glands, so glands between the fingers, basically, that's what it means. So they've got some glands between their toes, and by scratching their feet and pawing, like it's called, that's another way to mark their territories. So yeah, that's the three ways that hyenas mark their territories: pawing, and anal glands, and latrines. And I hope I answered your question, Donna. That wasn't really marking a territory, that was more, could be laziness to just leave the den and urinate somewhere, and because they really don't mind the smell, and she knows that the puppy needs to get used to that smell. That's the reason why she did it there. And that's also why they smell so bad.
I will just check nicely. Just look carefully at the console. He's taking that side.
Alright guys, it's gonna maybe leave her. She's kind of chilling there. Maybe I'll do another quick round around the den, just to have a look on the other side, see what's happening in the drainage line. See if we can see those youngsters. trying down there in the drainage line. You see a youngster down there. There might be a way to get around these guys. Okay, hold on, Becky. The other side of the drainage line now, so I'm just trying to get a little bit closer to the drainage line, see if we can have a better view of them from here. They were somewhere down there, but maybe now they are more on that side. Can I go there? See if I can. Down there though. There. Okay, awesome. I was expecting them on the right. Thanks, Becky. There's your visual from here. Good. Alright, here we go, guys. All right. I had a question from Diane. I think good morning, Diane. Diane wanted to know if males hyenas also defend their territories like male lions do. Yes, they would, Diane. You see, in the males society, you also have a hierarchy. You've got some males more dominant than others. But saying that, I mean, if some hyenas get into a territory, then obviously not only the females will fight to defend their territory, also the males will, and the females would actually take the whole clan into what we can call a battle. Wouldn't always turn into a bloodbath, not especially. The hyenas that are not supposed to be there will most of the time run away or get into a submissive position, and it would not turn into a fight, but sometimes it does, and males and females would fight, yes. So you can't really compare them as lions, because they don't really patrol territories as much as lions do, or lions males do. It's more the females that do it. But yes, saying that the males might also, as they patrolling through their territories, if they find some hyenas in there that are not supposed to be there, another clan, then they would also get into a fight. Suckling. I think this is Floppy here, guys. So that's our two youngsters. You see, in the hyena society, puppies only suckle on their own mother. They would not suckle on another mom, and another mom would not even be allowed to let other puppies which are not theirs. She would not let them suckle on her. So if you see hyena puppies suckling, then you can be 100% sure that this is their mom. And it looks to me like this is Floppy here. And then she might not, we thought she was pregnant earlier on. She might not be pregnant. She's maybe just got a very, very full belly, and she's lactating because she's got those two ones already. The gestation period is around 3 months and a half for the hyenas. John or Joanne? John. John. Morning to you. Thanks for the info, John. Saying that you've seen in a documentary hyenas coming back to the den and bringing up the food, but the documentary never showed that they would bring big pieces of food or bones or whatever in the den. Well, that's kind of what I've read also in a book, saying that for the other hyena species, they do a lot of, so the brown hyenas, for example, and the hardwolf, well, the hardwolf not really feeding mainly on termites, but for the brown hyenas, they do what we called assemblage of bones, and that book that I was reading was saying that the study that was made on spotted hyenas was saying that the spotted hyenas wouldn't really do any assemblage of bones. You would find a few bones and pieces of skin around the den, but not really like the brown hyenas where you would find a lot of bones to get put together. So that kind of explains or shows that they don't really bring the food back at the den. They come back to the den with a full belly and just bring the food up. Alright guys, let's maybe let them be. And let's carry on with our drive. Good to see them. They're not very active this morning, but busy cycling. Goodbye, Sophia. Good to see you again. Alright, let's try this route. It will be a shortcut if I can get up here. And I won't go up there. It's a bit too steep. Alright. Sure, that was almost in my face. Wake up call. Okay. Bobby, good morning to you. You see around the den like this, you get a lot of youngsters. You don't really see males, but we wanted to know if where are the males. We don't really see them around. So where are they? And they're not really, not that they're not allowed, but they're not really welcome around the den where when you see youngsters and puppies. They are around, they can come and stick around for a bit and smell the youngs, but they're not really welcome, so they usually don't stick, and you see, hyena don't always have a den or stay in a den. They can also, they've got their territories and they can sleep in the bush, like in the shade of the trees, and there might be another den as well, a more like communal den where other adults and all the males could also be. This is more like of a breeding kind of den, if you see what I mean. You could actually almost go through here. Yeah, that's actually really nice. And then, yeah, because in front of me it doesn't look really easy to go through. Let's do that. Okay, hold on, Becky. Yeah, it should do it. Okay, hold on. Traction on that tire, that's why. Wow. Yeah. Sorry. What's wrong at the back? Huh? Oh, is it? Oh, I got myself stuck, guys. So,
like the vehicles off and sitting.
yeah. Yeah, that's what we're gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to get some lugs. I'm gonna have to get some lugs and put some lugs under those tires. Just under this one. Mark, I'm gonna put the radio handle radio on channel 1. So if you want to talk to me, you can talk to me on channel 1. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's a bit brave of me to try that. I overestimated Ganda on this one. All right. We need a big piece of wood in there.
Don't get stung down.
This is not really solid. I know. If you put a lot,
That's not even.
see, just to have a little bit of traction on something.
Yeah, but look, the tire is just gonna.
Huh?
It's like properly down.
What do you mean?
Look at the. Like.
It's
The
just,
suspension's completely. It's just gonna.
yeah, but that's spinning like that at the moment. What I want to do is give it a bit of traction.
Yeah.
But obviously more than that, because that's just gonna break and then it's like you need like some. Yeah.
This one's quite good.
For the rock here as well.
I'm scared of scorpions. What's the other tire like?
This one, was this one spinning?
No, I don't think so. I'm not sure if it's gonna. How much ground is that? I'm actually stuck in here.
Let's put that also on that side. That tire.
I'd maybe put the other one.
See what I've noticed, it's not going to get stuck in there, I think. Because if you get stuck in,
I think once you're past that, it's the back that's holding,
yeah.
that's stopping it. So once you're down, I think you'll be fine.
Put this one on.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah. Alright, let's give it a try. Yeah. Oh, it's still spinning, eh?
It's just wet.
It needs more grip.
I don't know if you're going to need a tractor.
It just needs more grip.
How about putting that rock there?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. See, that wood is just spinning too much. I need some grip.
There's another small rock there.
Yeah, maybe we can put it at the back. Thank you. What's happening? Still spinning. Okay, then we're gonna have to dig.
To dig.
The thing is,
I think a toe.
yeah, it's the last to organize a tractor here, Becky. It's not really easy. Gonna have to jack it up. Maybe if I jack it up, if I jack up the
You're gonna
back.
be in the air.
Huh?
You're going to just be in the air. Unless you jack it up on from that side and push this tyre. No, because you can't push the tyre down.
Let's see if this one could just get a grip on something. Almost.
More rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's try that.
And there's another rock there.
Yeah. Just want to try like that first.
Do you think Mark has any suggestions?
Hope he's get away though. Mark, come in.
Yeah, no,
Did you get away?
no, I haven't.
Oh, get away.
Okay.
I think if we jack it up.
Good morning, everyone. Mark here in Final Control. Well, I don't know what to say other than the only way to learn about a Land Rover's capabilities is to take it to the extreme. And, well, when you go through a very, very steep incline and decline, when you've got a long wheelbase Land Rover, you learn that there's a departure angle and a approach angle. And at this stage, it looks like both approach and departure angles are a little bit too steep. It's probably hanging up a little bit on the tailgate or on the tow bar. I might have to go out there and take my little Land Rover and go and pull the big one out. We'll see. I'll be talking to Seb. In the meantime, let me just see what we've got in our email box. And gosh, I'm not too sure, Jan, which bird that was calling. I was a little bit busy. That was 20 minutes ago, so unfortunately that a bit late for that email. Laura, thanks for that info. Unfortunately, it's not a case of the wheels, the mats are not going to help here. The wheels are in the air. But thanks for the comment there. And yes, Joan, we need an elephant. Come and help us lift it out. And Janet just saying that the zoom is back on the camera. Okay, so I'm going to just talk to Seb. I'll be back with you shortly.
The new headbound is Europe.
All right, welcome back, guys. Sure, been a bit of a mission, but at least we're out. Nice teamwork with Becky. Thank you, Becky, for your help. She was foraging for rocks and foraging for logs, and wasn't really working, so we jacked it up and put some more rocks, some more logs under that back right tire. Basically, it was like just spinning, didn't have anything to grip on. So jack it up, put a lot of rocks and logs on there, and then fortunately it did work out. So we're out of that drainage line. I did overestimate a little bit gander on that one. That's how you learn. But anyway, the good thing is we're out, and we still have some time, so I'm not going to waste any time. We're going to keep going on our safari. We were very close to the den, and the hyenas are still down there at the drainage line. I can see from here there is nothing happening, so we're just going to keep cruising and see what else we can find. Sorry about that, folks, and we'll just hopefully we'll find something else, and if we do find something nice, we'll even go over time a little bit. Alright, Mark, you can talk to me if you need to. There it is. Water, guys, water is life. It's quite hot now. Been sweating quite a lot out there. Some water. I was stationed, my radio was down for a while in the update on Western Gary. Good morning, Rory. Welcome on board. Rory wants to know how do hippos smell. When they're outside the water, I've been in a few situations where they were not smelling really nice, and that's mostly because of that gland, that secretion that they've got on their skin to protect them from sunburns. And when they stay out of the water for quite a while, then they've got that typical smell, and it's not a great smell, Laurie. But if they're inside the water, you wouldn't smell them, obviously. And their dung does smell a little bit. But once again, it's an herbivore, so it's not like predators kind of dung smell, which really stinks because of the meat and bones and hair and whatever which is in the dung. Herbivores' dung usually don't smell too bad. It's like a horse dung, you know, or like a horse dung or cow dung. It's not too bad. So yeah, Laurie, outside the water, they do smell sometimes, but not when they're in the water. Yes, they do, Don. Welcome on board. Good morning to you. They do have the same numbers of vertebrates than humans. 7. That's right. Giraffe. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. John was asking if the giraffe have the same number of vertebrates than humans. So yes, they do, Don. Quite impressive, but you see much bigger vertebrates than ours, but 7 of them in the neck. Joanne, eh? Joanne, good morning to you. John, all right, John. Good morning, John. Wanted to know if those giraffe that we saw this morning were the reticulate giraffe because of the patterns. No, these ones occur in East Africa, Kenya, Tanzania. Actually, stop quickly. All right, John, I just want to show you the different species we get here in Africa. So the book is in French, but basically this is probably the one you were referring to. I'm not too sure, which is the one called Camelopardis giraffe, and you can see the spots on that giraffe are quite big. It almost looks like big scales on the skin. Where if you go down to this one, this is the one which we get here in Southern Africa, and the spots are not as, how can I say, perfect as the ones in East Africa, but this is basically the difference that you can see. And also our giraffe here in the Southern Africa has got more, the legs got colors, where the ones in East Africa, they've got spots going down all the way down the legs. So this is your Camelopardis giraffe, and this is your southern species of giraffe. See a Giraffe du Sud and Giraffe du Nord, meaning northern giraffe, as like northern part of Africa, also in East Africa. And giraffe, you see 1B. 1B is Giraffe reticulae, which is the one you were referring to, which is this one, reticula. Scientific name being Giraffa camelopardis reticulata for this one. So East Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, and then the one we get here is this one, Giraffe du Sud. Giraffa camelopardis giraffa, 1D. All right, hope I answered your question, John. Guys, dragging a branch under the car here. viewers want to know what is the black stuff on my shoulder. Might be some dirt from when I got stuck. Oh, the print on my t-shirt. Sorry, guys. That's just part of the t-shirt. It's just a design. It's quite an old t-shirt I've got. It's been through a lot, that t-shirt. Well, it's basically part of it's a Billabong. I think it's a Billabong t-shirt, and it's just part of the. It's just part of the design of the t-shirt. It just goes from the front and then on the left shoulder. It doesn't really represent anything. Hello, Mr. Hippo. Well, Egyptian geese is going to land. Ooh, did you get that?
No,
Uh-huh.
no.
They flew just like maybe 2 meters above the hippo's head to go and land on the bank on the other side. What's up, Mr. Hippo? Chilling. So you see Laurie? I think it was from Laurie asking how they smell. Like right now, I wouldn't be able to smell that hippo when they're in the water like that, just their head sticking out. They don't smell at all. But if you would be lying on the bank for a couple of hours, and then if we go and get close, then they definitely do smell. That's not the best smell. All right, let's carry on. good point, Terry. Good morning to you. Terry says, when I opened my book, there was an okapi. Oh, I'm sure I could have shown you that as well. Sorry. Stayed focused on the giraffe. Okapi are part of the giraffe family. They do not occur here, Terry. They only occur in the Congo basin. So you'd find them in the central equatorial forest in Congo. And where I'm from, there have been a few places in the east of Gabon where a few individuals, a few okapis have been seen. Oh, nice rubbing post here. I'll show you that as well. I always forget that if I get out of the car, you're not going to be able to hear me. Okay, I'm just going to go and show you, and then I'll come back and talk to you. So yeah, Terry, okapi, you won't find them here. You'll find them in Central Africa and especially in Congo, but they are very, very rare, Terry. It's even myself being from Gabon, and I've been to those places where they said that a few individuals have been seen before. I've never seen one. They are very, very skittish in the forest. It's very difficult to see them, and also it's quite an endangered species. It is a pretty animal, though. I hope one day I'll see one. They're much smaller than giraffe, and they've got like beautiful patterns on their body. But unfortunately, you only find them in Congo and a little bit in Gabon, and you need to be very, very lucky to find one. So I was showing you, this is where animals rub their butts and flanks and whatever part of their body, but this is basically a marula which has been pushed over, and at that height you would find rhinos. That's from rhinos. Rhinos would rub their flanks, use this as a rubbing post to basically get rid of the parasites. When they go in the mud and then the mud dries out, then it blocks parasites inside the mud, and then all you have to do is go on a rubbing post like this one and then rub their flanks or their butt on that rubbing post, and that's why you see so much so much mud on that tree. And elephants would also use that as a rubbing post. I was showing you a bit higher. You can also see that it's also been rubbed there, and that's made from elephants. So quite interesting. Animals use whatever they can to scratch themselves, and that's probably could have been pushed over by an elephant quite a while ago. You can see also human activities. I mean, this is definitely not from an animal. Cut by a human. So it was probably blocking the road. This was cut by a human. You can see, and animals would never do that, and that's part of the management of the reserve. That branch was probably blocking the road, and that's why they had to cut it off. So yeah, interesting. Rubbing post. Quite a nice one, this one, quite big. You can see a lot of animals use it. It's got lots of mud on it, and If you look carefully, you might find some ticks and different parasites as well on it from when animals come and rub themselves on it. Morning to you, Jules. Jules wants to know if hippos are immune to the water in the ponds or in the dams. Yeah, well, you see, all the animals are kind of immune from the bacteria which are inside that water because they drink it. and they don't get sick from it. So, and hippos living in it are definitely, you can call it immune, yes. Not too sure how to answer that question. Sorry. To me, yes, they are immune to bacteria, but obviously, yeah. Yes, they are. See, Jules, there are lots of bacteria in that water. I'm just trying to think about that question. It's a good question. Maybe I'll have to read up a little bit on it. But there are a lot of bacteria in the water, and of course those bacteria would definitely make you sick. As a human, you definitely need water. You have to boil it for at least 10 minutes. Okay? Better now, Mark. Right. I was trying to go a little bit on Triple M, guys, but we tend to lose the signal when we get on Triple M. So I'm coming back and I'll take another road. But yeah, Jules, if you can copy me now. I was saying there are lots of bacteria in the water. Obviously it's stagnant water, so it's not drinkable for you. You'll have to boil that water for a good 10 minutes and then let it cool down, and then you'll be able to drink it and you'll be fine. That's if you really don't have a choice. Hippos and other animals live in the water, or hippos live in the water. Other animals which just drink the water, like the different antelopes, predators, other animals which are water dependent, when they come to a pond, time to drink, they are immune to most of those bacteria. Like they would not get sick from that water. And hippos, your question was way more as they live in there, as like are there bacteria that can affect them? And you see, they've got a very, very strong hard skin and a big layer of fat, and that protects them from those bacteria. Now if you are in a situation where, or if a hippo is in a situation where it's hurt and it's got a wound, then some bacteria might get that wound infected, and that wound might get infected in that water. But once again, they usually have the I don't know how you would call it, but they usually can cure themselves, and their body is strong enough to recover from big wounds. Hippos, when they fight, they can afflict themselves some pretty hectic wounds, and we've seen a few hippos with wounds on their backs or in their flanks, and they'll have to be in the water. They have no choice to go in that water. It might get a little bit infected, but it usually won't get to the point where it would kill the animal. Once again, in nature, nothing is 100%, and if it's a big wound, And if there are lots of parasites and bacteria which get into that wound, then it might kill that individual.
Okay, but it's middle of the entry for break you can go for
Wanted to show you a little thing here, guys. Can you hear a car? The car? You see, most of the people think that elephants are bad for the environment. In certain way they are. But I also want to show you something. They by pushing trees over, like here, this is what happened. They pushed that tree over. They also create some smaller, or they're opening some smaller niche for other little animals, like invertebrates, so insects, arthropods, but also for snakes. And this is what I wanted to show you here. I'm not going to stick my hands in there, never know what could be in there. I don't know if you can hear me. Might have to put the sound all the way up more. But if you can hear me, you see they push that tree over, and by pushing the tree over, what happens is it lifts up the soil and it creates some burrows, some holes. And inside those holes you find that some animals would call it their home, and that can be a home of lots of different animals and insects and snakes. There could be a snake in there, I don't know, it would probably give me a distress call already. But I can see some dung here. I'm not too sure why would have made that dung, but that shows you that inside there, by pushing trees over, elephants actually create some smaller niche for other animals, and it is quite bad to see all those trees pushed over by elephants, but the fact that those trees, when they fall over, they lift up the ground. I don't know if you could hear me when I was over there, but they lift up the ground and create some holes, and this would be the perfect homes for lots of insects and invertebrates and arthropods and snakes and things like that. So thanks to the elephants, some animals find their niche, I would say. And also by pushing tree over, like I was showing you earlier on, then you'll find rubbing post. This one's not being used yet as a rubbing post, but it could be used For rhinos, for example, a rhino could come and just like scratch his back, his belly, his belly on there. It hasn't been used yet. I don't see any sign of mud on that tree, but it could become a rubbing post soon enough.
Ricky, please turn sound down that side if you can hear me.
And not just by the roots, but also when the tree falls off, all the branches will break down and will flatten the grass, and that would also open some niche for smaller animals. You know, it's the branches on the ground would be food for termites or ants, and that's how everything in nature is a circle. It is a circle. Nothing is wasted. You know. So obviously, too many elephants can be quite bad for the vegetation and can have quite a big impact on the vegetation. But if you maintain a good and healthy population of elephants on the reserve, then it's okay. And it helps actually other animals. Elephants are very important for the nature, also through their dungs, everything that they eat, not everything, sorry, but like some species of trees that they eat needs actually their fruits to go to the digestive system of elephants in order to germinate somewhere else. So elephants would eat marula fruit somewhere, for example, and then walk for even sometimes a few kilometers, defecate, and then the fruits, the seeds inside that dung would germinate months later, and they need to go through the elephant digestive system for that, and also helps the species to spread, because elephant would eat on a marula fruit here and it would walk a few kilometers and defecate, and then basically would be planting another marula tree over there. And once again, lots of animals would find food in in elephants' dung. Like we saw that hornbill the other day. I don't know if you were on drive with me, people who were on drive with me, if you remember that hornbill was feeding on an elephant dung, because in that dung there were probably some insects, probably some termites or ants, and that's what that hornbill was after. So it's just, everything is a circle, a food chain, and I find it very interesting. Could people hear me when I was by the tree over there, Mark? Not really. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, all right. Just sorry guys, just Mark letting me know how the sound was working, and it was a bit distorted for a while because we also tried to put the sound up here on our side from the camera, so when I came back to the car it was just like Mark put the sound up on his side, we've put the sound up on our side here, so it was a bit distorted. Sorry about that. Mark was saying we need to figure out strategy here, and obviously we can't walk too far from the car, otherwise you can't hear me. I wish we could have some lapel mics, that would help a lot, because there's so much stuff that we could show you in the bush and just walk a little bit with you. We've got cables long enough from the camera to get out of the car and just have a bit of a walk around the car and in the bush, you know, and show you the little things. Got a giraffe here. She's the one who's got a limp. We saw her the other day, Becky, huh? She's got a limp on the left front leg.
Watch your head in the camera first on that angle.
Sorry?
Watch your head in the camera.
Watch my head in the camera, alright. Sorry. Thing is, I can't really see the screen because it's so bright. Alright, let's just try and get a little bit closer and have the sun on the other side. Won't be too much of a contre-jour then. Light is not great now. So I just need to position the vehicle between the sun and you. This is giraffe. Oh, that's better. Seems to be listening to something. Hello Donna, welcome on Gander. Donna wants to know if it's difficult for us sometimes to watch animals on a kill, and especially if the kill is an animal we used to know, and the fact that we cannot intervene. Yes, Donna, it can be. It's never pleasant to be on a kill. It is raw nature. This is also raw nature. To look at the giraffe like that, it's got a big limp. Her knee seems to be broken or something. It's very sore for her to walk on that. Well, it might not be broken, but it's. Yeah, probably not broken. Wouldn't be able to put its weight on it. But it's definitely swollen. Let me just go a bit better. But this is raw nature, and it's never pleasant, Donna, to be on a kill. I've been on many kills, and harsh situations sometimes, even where the prey would still be alive as it's getting eaten. So it's never pleasant. It's not great. I haven't been yet in a situation where I'm familiar with the kill or the animal which was killed. I hope it won't happen. I mean, I would really not like to see lions on one of our boys, you know, Mishu or Induna or Kerula. I mean, it's for all of us here at Chuma. I mean, we got so close to those animals and we got to know them so well, and we shared so many moments with them, been so much part of their lives. I mean, if one day it happens that we see Kerula, for example, getting killed by pride of lions, it would be really, really difficult for us, and also very difficult for you on the other side. So it's not difficult in the way that you want to intervene, Donna. It's not about that. It's nature. I don't really feel the need. I don't really want to intervene. It's just, it can be sometimes very cruel, and a lot of screaming and roaring, and the prey species can be alive sometimes that when it's getting eaten, and this is not something you really enjoy. Let's carry on, guys. I mean, I remember Alex, who used to work here, and I was on leave when that happened, but there was Styx Pride, I think, made a buffalo kill by Gary Dam, and they started to eat it alive, and Alex went there with Mark, and they filmed the thing in 3D, and Alex was behind the camera, and still now, until now, I mean, Alex will tell you that changed something in his life. He's been shocked by filming they were eating a buffalo cow and a calf, and the calf was still alive when it was getting eaten, and for Alex to film that and hear the calf calling and moving when the lions were busy eating its back, that shocked him, and he came back to camp, and I arrived at camp the next day. Actually, I arrived at camp that night, but I didn't stay. I didn't see Alex. I saw him the next day, and he told all of us that it was really difficult for him to film it, and doesn't want to get into filming this kind of stuff anymore. And I understand him. It is difficult. I am kind of, I wouldn't say stronger. I can kind of switch off and just do my job. That's what you need to do sometimes. When I'm behind the camera and you film this kind of hectic stuff, you just have to switch off and put a barrier and not let your brain play tricks on you and start getting sad, or because otherwise, I mean, our job there is to bring you footage and to share with you everything we see, everything we hear, everything that we are part of, and so sometimes you have to put yourself in a switch-off position and keep doing your job. Same as a presenter. I mean, that's probably what Mark did as well that evening. And you must just not think about something else, but take it as like it is. It's nature. It's raw. And if you can't handle it, then you have to go home. But that's easier said than done. I mean, if one day we get in a situation where guys, I really touch wood, I don't want that to happen, but if lions would be on one of our boys or on Kerula, that would be, I've got goose skin just to think about it, because it would be really, really difficult, and I actually don't think we would spend much time there. I'm not even sure we would go there. I don't know guys, I don't know. All of you out there have also been part of their lives for so long, some of you for many, many years, and I think you would actually switch off your computer and go to bed or go do something else if we would take you there and show you Kerula getting eaten by pride of lions. But then on the other side, you have some people who might want to see it, and that's, once again, you can't satisfy everyone out there. You also have some cameramen some people in the bush who want to go and see it and take pictures. You know, like, I wouldn't like to go and see it, but that's me, and I'm sure Becky and Mark would be the same. Some other people would be, Tara would be the same, but I'm saying if we would have a new cameraman, he doesn't know that leopard that much, and he might want to go and check it out, you know. And he might be that kind of person who can completely switch off also and do his job fine, whatever the conditions are, circumstances are. I can do that if I don't really know the animals. If I do know the animals, it's difficult, and I haven't been in that position yet, in that situation, and I hope I'll never be. Once again, it's nature. If it happens, it happens, and then it will have to be a call from all of us here as a team to go and decide if we go there and show it to you, or if we just let you know, we drive, and we just let you know what's happening, and then keep on driving around and talking about something else. You know, it's a difficult situation. It's a difficult situation. Could unfortunately happen. It could happen. I remember when Patrick and I one afternoon found, I think it was one of the sticks hitting another lion, another lioness. We were not too sure where the lioness was from. But when we found Patrick, we saw vultures flying down, and Patrick went off-road, tried to find what was happening because we were sure there was a kill somewhere there. And then we found that lion lying in the shade, and then to realize that next to him it was the leftover of another lioness. And I was behind the camera that day, and that was already quite something for me to film. It's not great, you know, and that wasn't even, the kill was done, the eating part was done, everything was done, it was barely anything left over, just skin and a bit of guts, you know, and I just thought that, wow, if we would have arrived or saw that a few hours ago, or the day before, that would have been hectic to film a lion feeding on another lion, you know. and I can do it, I will switch off and just do my job. As a presenter, I would also like keep my distance and just interpret what I see and explain why they do it, and try to understand which lioness and why and the reasons, and have kind of a, in these situations you must have kind of a scientific approach more than a sentimental approach. It's gonna be hot today, guys, and the zoomies should keep an eye on them, because I'm sure lots of animals are gonna come and drink. It's getting quite hot, but it's also time for me to say goodbye. And we'll carry on with our drive this afternoon. Sorry for getting stuck situation, but it was a bit of fun and learning as we go along. My name is Sebastian, and Becky was on camera with me this morning, and she also helped me a lot at getting out of that drainage line earlier on. Thanks, Becky. Mark was in FC. And this afternoon I'll take you on drive with Becky, and Mark again will be in FC, forwarding your questions to me. Thanks for all your questions, and we'll go and have a look again this afternoon at the day and see if it's getting a bit more active before it gets dark, and we'll just bumble around and see what else we can find. But for now I have to say goodbye, and for those of you who are going to bed, have a good night, and for the rest of you, have a nice day, and I'll speak to you later. Bye for now.